I'm coming to you with my very first story time video. This will be my first time doing a story time video, so yeah, I hope you love and enjoy. And if you have any suggestions as far as like my opinion on certain things or story time videos, then just let me know, and I will try my best to, you know, answer your questions or fulfill the videos that you may want to see, if it's something that I have experienced personally. If not, then I won't be able to. So yeah, this story time is basically about my very first relationship. I got into my very first relationship, my very first serious relationship, when I was 16 years old. I lost my virginity when I was 16 years old. I won't mention any names because this person is, you know, is living a different life now, you know, and I won't jeopardize what's going on with that, even though it was a long time ago, very long time ago. I was in high school. I was a freshman. No, I was a sophomore. And I began high school, and I had moved into a different part of town here in Virginia. And because I was from the city, and then I moved, my family and I, we transitioned to the county. So it was way different than what I was used to in the city. So transition, I love the new neighborhood, you know, this, that, and the other. Was in school and so forth, and then went on, and, you know, once I got into the 10th grade, my 9th grade year, my freshman year, I really didn't make too many friends. Because I was still getting to know people. Me personally, I'm not one to jump into, you know, oh, that's my friend, or that's that's not me. I have to feel you out. I have to get to know you, you know, like I'm just not that type of person. So, my 10th grade year, that's when I started making more friends, becoming more popular in school, and, you know, getting to know people. I really started feeling the high school vibe. So that's when I met my very first, like, boyfriend, got into my very first real relationship. So, met this guy, and very nice, very, you know, sweet or whatever, like, you know, always. So, he reminded me now, because back then we didn't have a future, but now, you know, the rapper, he looks just like him. So him and I back then, okay, we got in a relationship or whatever. His family became close with my family. His uncle actually was working with my father. I had no idea, so they had already became close at work, and this, that, and the other. So got involved, me and him. Long story short, we ended up dating for about 6 years. So, and within those 6 years, I did, you know, lose my virginity to him. So after the fact, that's when things started to become a little crazy. Certain things I found out, like some of my family members got involved with his family members relationship wise. So we was like really tight knit, and it began with him and I. So it wasn't like, you know, if me and him was to split, you know, I still have family that associated with his family, this, that, and the other. We always cross paths, and this, that, and the other. So I didn't know until like later on down the line. One day I was at school, and basically I started to find out that he was a gangbanger. So me, I knew nothing about that lifestyle. I've only seen this shit on TV. So, you know, it was like then, I was in deep. Him and I, we were in deep. So it was like it wasn't no, I mean, I could have cut it off if I wanted to. But back then, high school, no worries. I just was like, okay, whatever. I'm down. It is what it is. So I started claiming what he was claiming, and that's just how it was. He was down, I basically was riding for him, and vice versa. So I became somewhat a part of this lifestyle. I wasn't in as deep as he was, but being that was my boyfriend and he was associated, it made me associated also. So in school, it was beef because, you had other people claiming different sets, and so it created turmoil, and it was something every day in school. Like, something every day. It was just, like, crazy as hell. So, he became, like he just started to become, his vibe, his attitude and stuff started to change. Like, I started seeing more and more of the gangster in him. So, mind you, we're in high school. It wasn't like my parents, they knew I was dating him. They didn't know the type of lifestyle he lived. But they knew that I was dating him. He was only allowed to come over to the house when they were there and so forth. But, back then, some of us as teenagers, we snuck. We would sneak out and sneak them in and so forth. So, this one particular night, had family over because our house was like the party house back then. We had family over, my female cousins. Mind you, like I told you before, some of my female cousins dated some of his male cousins and friends or whatever. So we were in the house. This was like 1 something in the morning. And we're up in my room, up in me and my sister's room. We all packing our bags. My parents knew nothing about it. So we're in our room packing our bags, we just excited because they told us, well, we're going to a hotel. We're going to go stay at a hotel. So I'm like, we like hype. So we are in there packing our shit or whatever. So next thing you know, like, mind you, 1, 2 something in the morning, the phone rang. It was one of these dummies that called the house phone. So, mind you, we in the room trying to sneak our stuff together so we can get out. So, next thing you know, here comes my mother coming, knocking at the door because we had the door locked. So, we unlocks the door, let her in. She comes in, and she's like, who is calling the house such and such time in the morning? Y'all know damn well nobody, y'all know. Back in the day, won't no call in the house phone at a certain time after a certain time of night. So she was like, who the hell is calling the phone this time of night? Da, 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 da. So come to find out it was my boyfriend, and I was like, basically, I didn't get to speak to him. She told him, like, look, you know better than me calling here at a certain time of night, da, da, da. So she went back to sleep, went back to bed. So after, that blew over, we still in there packing our stuff, getting our stuff together. So we getting ready to head out. Mind you, again, he calls back. So she comes back banging at the door, coming there, she was yelling. My mother was pissed. So she told me, she was like, tell him to stop calling here. So I told him. So, he stopped calling. Basically, he was trying to call. He was trying to see where it was at. Back then, I didn't have no cell phone. So, he was trying to, see where we was at. Because they were outside, come to find out. So, of course, we had to stage everything just in case my mom came in there when we was gone. So, we had old tracks, y'all. Old tracks. We took and stuffed underneath the covers, pillows and shit. Took the old tracks and laid them, put them in a ponytail and laid them on the pillow, like coming out of the comforter, so it could look like our hair was hanging out from underneath the comforter. Made pallets on the floor and everything, because mind you, my cousins was staying with us too, so it couldn't just been me and my sister, you know, 2 people in the bed or whatever, and we staged that area. We had to stage the floors too. So ended up getting out of there. Got out there, got downstairs. The type of place where we lived at, it was the backyard was securely fenced. So they were waiting on the opposite side of the fence. So they ended up coming in the house for some reason. I think they wanted some drink, eat something, some bullshit. But we was scared to death. Y'all was scared shitless. My parents upstairs in the room sleep. So they come in, they in the living room. We like, y'all have to be very quiet, because, you know, our parents upstairs, if they come downstairs, we're gonna get in trouble. Mind you, these gangbangers, they hard-headed, thick-headed as shit. So it's really nothing we could tell them, you know, whatever. So we like, go ahead, do what y'all get. We're gonna get this, we're gonna get that, we're gonna take it with us, we leaving. So next thing you know, my parent, I think my mom or my dad, one of them came halfway down the steps, y'all. I was so freaking nervous, because one of them was actually sitting in the living room, but it was so pitch black dark, like they didn't see him sitting on the ottoman of one of the chairs. And I think they must have thought it was one of my cousins or whatever. I don't know what the hell they thought, but I was scared. So they was like, well, what is all that noise down here? Da, da, da. So, of course, us being children, teenagers, whatever, we made up some shit and just got through it, and they went on back upstairs, went to bed. So, as soon as they dotted upstairs, we dotted the door. So, we left out. The rest of them, half of them was outside in the backyard. So, we hurry up, got out there, and went on about our business. So, we hyped. We ready to go to the hotel, this, that, and the other. So next thing you know, because they was talking about cars, this, that, and the other. So I hear somebody say, well, the car is over, because we lived across through the, like, if you walked through the woods, these thin woods, it was like an elementary school next to us. So it was, from my understanding, what I thought, their car was sitting over there in the field. So they was like, well, the car over there, we can go over there, get in the car, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, okay. So we walks through, goes, because I guess me thinking, okay, they didn't want to park the car in front of the house or whatever, maybe. Excuse me. So we walks through the field, goes, gets in the car. So we in the car, and I hear them talking about, like, well, all of us not going to be able to fit in this car because the other car got pulled over up the street by the police. I'm like, what? The other car got pulled over up the street by the police. And it was like, yeah. And come to find out, y'all, the car was stolen. These motherfuckers had stole the car and got caught up the street. So they ditched the car and came to our house. Y'all. So we in this car, and so I started thinking, okay, well, is this y'all car? And you know what I'm saying, is this your car? So come to find out, it's not the car that we were in. Mind you now, we over there in the car. By this time, this motherfucker's over there doing donuts, loud as hell, in the elementary school yard, and we smoking weed. Come to find out, the car that we was in was taken. I was like, oh my God. I said, no, you got to let me out of this car. I said, because it's no way in hell you taking me anywhere in this car. That's not gonna happen. So y'all, ended up just a waste of freaking time. A waste of time setting up shit, putting props in our room, packing bags, all that. Because guess what? Sierra got out the car, and got my sister, got my all us, we just left. You know, of course we wanted to go back then, you know, teenage high school life, you know, had no kids, no nothing. Like, we was ready to go. We was ready to go party, have some fun, because we would have a ball with them. But it was like, that blew me. And I was like, hell to the no. Like, Negro, you was not gonna have me riding around in this, because I do not look good in orange at all. So yeah, that is my first story time about me dating a gangbanger. I hope you loves enjoy this story time, and my goodness, just thank you so much for supporting my channel. Like I said, this is my very first story time, and do look forward to more. I will try to share them with you. And thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you all having a great Monday, and I will see you loves in the next video.